make sure you check out Up House Headz in Atlanta. Off the chain.
Right now, I want to give it up to my brother, a solid man in the house music community, the alderman himself, Miko Jones. Welcome to the show, brother. What's up?
What's up, Ghost Cam 7, man? It's good to be here, brother. It's good to be here, man.
A lot that we're going to talk about. But first of all, just tell the people where you're from and a little history about where you're from and what you've done coming up.
Miko Jones. From Chicago, but a lot of people know me in Chicago. If you go way back with me, then back in the day, you know me as Mike Jones. And it's crazy that everybody always said both the first and the last name, Mike Jones. And I never started that. They just Mike Jones. But I'm from Chicago. Grew up in Cabrini Green, as a matter of fact.
Is that the south side or the north side, west side? What is that?
That would be considered, we call that the north side. And that's right on, because it's right on Division. I was right on Division in Cleveland. And crazy as it is, it was not far from our Gold Coast in Chicago. And so therefore, I mean, I used to find myself walking from the poverty-stricken area in which I resided to the Gold Coast. And I was inspired by that a lot, you know. It gave me a whole nother side, because inside of the walls I lived, you know, it was a lot of trauma.
Elements.
Yeah. We came up in a whole lot of violence, man. It was a whole lot of hate, whole lot of, you know, just wrongful doing. But I will also add that there was a lot of love there also, because we learned how to come together.
Yeah, you're definitely living proof of how you can embellish the situation no matter where you're from. And you know, we love your spirit, man. You know what I'm saying? We nobody knows anybody's past, but it's about what you're about now. And that's why you're the alderman, brother. You know what I'm saying? You bring people together, and your face is known in many communities for positivity. So thank you.
Well, appreciate it. Well, and Ghost Cam, the name Alderman, I didn't give myself.
You know? I like to say I titled you the Alderman.
You titled me the Alderman, and it just started going around, and I'm looking at people, and they're seeing me in Chicago, and they're like, "You're the Alderman of Atlanta," and I'm like, "The Alderman of Atlanta?" They said, "Yeah, of house music." And I'm like, it was like Ghost Cam. I had to remember, because I was thinking it was you. I remember the day me, you, and B were standing.
In B, right?
We were standing, I think, in front of 595, and or was it 595? It was some party, and you said, "Yo," after we'd been in Chicago, and you saw the way I was moving around in Chicago, you said, "Yo, Miko's the alderman."
I definitely, I mean, that goes back from good times, but just knowing that the true title of an alderman within the city is a communal leader. So, you know, that's how you got that. And in B, definitely we was all there together. You know what I'm saying? But I like to say that fell out my mouth. But nah, that's what it is, man. You know, no, right. You're not self-titled. You're that's given to you by the people. So, you know, that's official right now.
Official. Yeah. So go ahead.
So now I was in the military and the Navy Reserves back in the days, and so I used to go to this spot called the Powerhouse. You what you know about the Powerhouse?
Powerhouse, 22nd in Michigan. It was kind of like something that was given to us after the Music Box closed.
All right,
Because
take us through the history.
Music Box was like, man, it was the underground. Now, the original Music Box was on 650 Indiana. I went there a few times, but it was a little bit too much for me at that time, and I was pretty young. But then the underground opened, and man, I'm telling you, man, went to this place, man, and found new religion. It was like nothing I'd ever experienced. But I was already in tune because of back in the day before we had the Music Box, it was the Playground. And that was Farley Jack Master Funk. And Farley, a lot of credit is not given to Farley, you know.
Shout out to Farley.
But Farley was the foundation. And then it was like preppy music. And we were at the Playground, we were at Mendel's, and Mendel's, Sawyer's, Penthouse. It was a lot of little clubs before then, but the Music Box was religion. And it was
the promoter, who's the promoter?
Man, gotta give it to Robert Williams, man.
He's the Robert Williams, no doubt.
That was
legendary.
Robert Williams all the way. I mean, and he created this club, man. It was like for everybody, man. Everybody came together. But the music was, I don't know, it was hypnotizing. I mean, it was like, it demanded our attention, and we did it like religion. We came every night. It was a party, and I can remember being at some of the marathon parties. It was 48 hours, man. It was
48 hours.
72 hours. We even got to a 72-hour party. And so
that had to be the punch. That had to be the punch.
Hey, man, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing about the punch, you know. It was, but man, you get in there, man, and you were dancing. You look around the party, everybody was in great shape, man. I mean, everybody. I was in the best shape of my life at that point, man. I'm talking about, it was like, you went there, but the Music Box was so small that I think that we had to take shifts in going in there and dancing.
Wow.
Because it was just that small, and the floor was so flexy-like. It was like when you got that many people bounced on it, you could feel like it was like the floor felt like rubber.
Was it wood or?
And it was wood. It was wood. It was I wish they duplicated those kind of floors, man, in all the clubs, because it wasn't so hard on your knees.
Right, exactly. I mean, right now it's grind time on our knees out there, but we still get it in. But
right. So then after we had Music Box, then we had CODs, and that was like a hike for everybody who lived on the South Side, because the Music Box was 326 Indiana. It was underground, and Lower Wacker Drive, and it was a ride for people coming from the North Side. It was a journey, and then people come from the South Side, but it was kind of like right in the middle.
Okay.
And then I gotta say that it didn't stop us, man. We followed house music wherever house music went, man. And we just.
Who were some of the DJs coming out of there that like really made the imprint?
Man, I'm gonna have to say this right here, man, because often
some we don't know. Some people we don't know.
It don't get the credit that it deserves. I'm gonna say it just how it's supposed to be said, but this is from my perspective. Everybody has a story about their experience in the house music world, but that is their own experience. So I'm not gonna take from anybody what they felt, because I was feeling what I was feeling because I was so into my stuff. You know what I'm saying? But going to the Music Box was the one place that all gang members knew was the neutral ground. That we didn't fight with each other because because we were different in different organizations or any of that. And so I saw TDs, Blacks on Vice Lords. I mean, Hispanic gangs. Everybody came into under this roof, man, and just party together, and in fact became some of the best of friends. And you look years down the line later on, and you see a GD and a Vice Lord. They're best friends still today.
Wow, the house music unified the people.
The house music unified it, and I remember the building that I lived in was like the Terror Dome, because it was the dividing line for the gang, the opposition gang. And so therefore, if everybody went to sleep and nobody was guarding the building, the opposition could sneak in the building and be waiting for somebody to come with the lights out in the building. But I learned a technique, man, that was crazy, that there were a lot of cats around. And if I didn't see the cat's eyes shining in the building, then I knew it was somebody in that building waiting to try to kill somebody.
Wow.
So I wouldn't go in the building. Instead, I would walk to the Gold Coast, right up there on the Gold Coast, and just happened to be so that one night, I never forget, my friend Derek McIntosh, Warp, was like, hey, we're getting ready to go to this space, because this spot called the Underground. And it was Derek McIntosh, it was Anthony Steger, which is twin. They were twins, and those twins would jack the party. Those were the true jack the party, like twins, you know what I'm saying? That were just like, man, I mean, they danced hard till they fell out a lot of nights, you know. Paramedics had to come get them, they jacked so hard.
Wow.
You know, but he said, we're going to this place called Underground. And I said, what? And whenever I see Derek McIntosh, if he was going to a party, he was just like me. Our birthday's on the same day, August 15th. We vibed alike. I would say, okay, let's go. And went to this place, man, I'm talking about, and never forget the first song. It's crazy because I remember the first song that I ever heard played in the music box. And I remember the last song, the last night that it was open. The first song I ever heard in the music box was Isaac Hayes, Chocolate Chip, I Can't Turn Around.
All right.
And so...
This is who, Ron Hardy playing this? Who's playing?
Ron Hardy beating the brakes off of this song. I'm talking
Smack
about,
down.
man. He got, I mean, the sound system, Richard Long's sound system, man, just like beating the place up, man. I'm talking about enclosed in the speakers right there. It was always somebody jacking on the speaker, man. Just, you know what I'm saying, just getting life from that speaker, man. And I heard that I Can't Turn Around. And to be perfectly honest, I had never heard that song in my life. And the song was an old song.
But so it wasn't like he was breaking new joint, like, okay, he's just hitting you with the dusties.
No, he did this song right here. And it's still one of my favorite songs today. But then I went throughout the years, throughout the time that the music box was open, man, and remember the last night that the music box was open, and I remember Robert Williams getting on the mic and saying that, hey, they don't want us down here anymore, you know, because of certain things that happened. They've been trying to push this out. He said, but Hardy, play us one more song. And he told him to lock the doors on the police. And he locked the doors on the police. And he said, give us one more dance. And I never forget that, the song that Ron Hardy picked, man. I ain't told a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But I'm the only one that remember the last song, because I've asked all of my friends, do you remember the last song? Were you there that night? And they like, no. The last song was Stevie Wonder, Ass. And I remember he beat it so hard, man. He beat it for like about 25 minutes. And we just danced, and I saw everybody crying, man. It was like, we knew it was the end of a revolution.
Because what year is this?
Man, don't take me to years, because
okay,
don't do that right now.
Okay, but I got you.
I get back with you. It was just, I was in that moment, you know what I'm saying? And we danced so hard, man. I'm talking about, it was the quickest slam dancing this, twirling this, you know what I'm saying? People hustling, you know what I'm saying, on that dance floor, man. Lost a lot of good.
Ron Hardy.
Yeah, Ron Hardy, man. And I remember it used to be this guy named Mia Byrne, man. He would just, man, He would run from the front of the party to the back of the party. And man, he would be spinning, man, and he would have stuff in his hand, man, and he would go from the front to the back without bumping anybody. And the place was packed.
Everybody in their zone, right.
In a zone, man. I'm talking about, man. And gotta mention Reggie Corner. Reggie Corner was there, you know what I'm saying? Buster, Willie, you know what I'm saying? Will was there. Dominique. Man, Dominique was there, you know what I'm saying?
These are regulars?
These are regulars.
Okay.
Broders, Keith, Walt, man, Carlisha, man. It was just so many of us, man. Donna, Tonka Toy, man, there was a lot of us, man. I'm talking about, man, that just religiously came to the music box, man. It was like, we knew each other because the walls were small.
Mm-hmm.
And Curry was there, Kent, they were twins also. Let's see, Gino, Maria Davis, Danny, her brother, Shanita. Man, it was a lot of us, man.
That's the roll call right there.
Yeah, Poopa Lala, man. Jeff Starchild, gotta say my boy Jeff Starchild. Dave Israel, which was Ray Charles back in the day. Joshua, boy Joshua was there. Man, it was so many names, man. That Stacy Kidd, man.
Oh, shout out to Stacy. Wow.
Yeah,
Stacy was spinning back then, or he was just?
I mean, no. This Stacy is dead, man. He was one of our brothers.
Oh, okay.
Dad's name Stacy, man. He was a good brother, man. He's no longer with us, man. But it's a lot of us that are from the what's his name? Cochise, Angie T, man. I cannot leave Angie T out, man. Jackie was there. Jackie Graves was there. Man, somebody gonna be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Charge it, you know what I'm saying? Don't charge it to my, you know what I'm saying? Charge
it was an error. It was an error. We're gonna pause, and your video is out. Hold on. I'm gonna count you in. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, but so you also got to go with, you know, all of those good names, man. But then I can't leave out Power Plant. Was Frankie Knuckles, and Frankie Knuckles had a whole nother system going on himself, you know, and that was right down the street from where I lived, Cabrini Green, because it was on Halsted. It was right off of Halsted, and Frankie and Ronnie both had different crowd to me. To me, I felt like Frankie had the fabulous crowd, and they played the fabulous music, you know, and it was elegant, you know what I'm saying? But Ron Hardy played the bring your combat boots, your alls, your Converse, you know what I'm saying? Your ripped up clothes, and we gonna slam it out.
Right.
Hey, we're about to take you through the mud, you know what I'm saying? And I remember so many days, man, that I remember the difference because I go to the power plant, my clothes are still intact. Go to the music box, man, it's a catastrophe. No outfit was safe in the music box, man, because you was gonna sweat it out, you was gonna rip it, something was going on with it, for real.
Going to, no doubt, that sounds like an incredible experience. And once again, each party had their own experience, but
they had their own experience, man. So I take nothing from Frankie or Hardy, just that I lean more towards Hardy because I was that more rah-rah type, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was my style, you know? But Frankie did a whole lot for the house industry, man, and he deserves a lot of credit, man.
No doubt, rest in power, Frankie. Now yes, tell me some. Ron Hardy was from Chicago?
No, he was not.
No, where was he from?
I believe he was from L.A. All I know is the times that I had around him that it was like we really didn't talk that much. You know what I'm saying? He would say a few things, and then it would be like, because I was ready to party, just play the music. You know.
And this is the DJ. This is the time. Excuse me. This is the time when the DJ was up in the booth. It wasn't like right on the dance floor, right?
Right. So I had some amazing times with him, and then I had the worst time with him which was the last time I saw him play it. I think it was Edge of the Looking Glass, and it was like I was feeling like it was kind of gonna be over,
Oh, so that's why you had that feeling. Nothing as far as an incident or anything. You're just saying it was just being remorse that this was the last time you're gonna see him play.
Right. I felt that, and it came to pass. It was true that it was done, So them having this, so Terry Hunt and them having this, raising this money for him, man, to finally have a headstone, man. That brought a chill on the inside and on the outside for me, because it was long overdue, such a legend. And crazy part is, man, I always say this, that it's so funny that it's so many DJs right now that got a whole lot to say. But when Ron Hardy was around, you didn't hear none of that.
Like Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson was in jail, everybody's like, I want to be champ, right?
They watched, and that's all they did. They watched just like I watched. And I'm talking about there was less noise when Hardy was around, because everybody wanted to be Hardy back then. Everybody. I mean, I think he did a whole lot as far as giving back, and taking some understudies and all that. And some of them got some of Hardy's, some of his spirit, But there are a lot of amazing DJs now today as well. Like I give credit, man, especially to my boys, the Chosen Few, man.
Definitely.
King, Wayne Williams, Terry Hunter, Mike Dunn, Andre.
Being on that stage, getting able to film.
Yeah, Jesse Saunders, man, all those guys, man, they did amazing, man. They're doing amazing stuff, man. Then you got to go with, and if I forget any names, forgive me, but Maurice Joshua, man, Maurice Joshua, man, you got to give to DJ Emmanuel, I mean, I love them all, So I take no sides, and whatever personal matters that people have, that has nothing to do with Miko Jones.
No doubt.
They're grown men, and as God is good, He kept me alive from COVID. They'll figure it out one day, and they'll come together, and they'll realize what's most important, because people are dying right now, But I gotta say Brett Morrison, man. I gotta say Big West, man. I gotta say who else?
Give a pause.
Lee Collins.
3, 2, 1.
Gotta go Lee Collins, man. You gotta go with Glenn Underground, Deion Hunter, man. You gotta go with Sada. Man, you gotta go with, man. You gotta go with these guys are doing amazing things, man. I'm serious, man. Big Al from the shop, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with some of these guys. I mean, they doing their things. You know what I'm saying? And
who are some of the singers out of Chicago that you that put in that work? That you know.
Teresa Griffin, most definitely. Shantae Savage, man. You gotta go with man. It's quite a few of them, man. But
Cherie Hicks.
Cherie Hicks, most definitely. Cherie Hicks is like that new blood. That's just like constantly working, man. Constantly ripping shit up.
Cherie's elevator music in Chicago now, like
man. I'm
everywhere.
talking about. She got a different song out every month. You know what I'm saying? She could put an album out. You know what I'm saying? She could put an album out. The only person I know probably could put an album out in a month or something like that. Right. And so if I miss anybody, y'all forgive me. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't. I mean, I'm not a computer, you know, so I don't store the memory like, you know, like a hard drive.
Who are some of your favorite producers out of the shot?
Some of my favorite. Oh man, and then I left out Big Lavender, man. Terry James, Jazana, Black Terry.
Night Party.
Black Terry. Oh man, I'm so glad you said that. When you said producer, it brought something back and it clicked right there. But some producers, man. Terry Hunter, man. Mike Dunn, man.
Putting in that work.
Glenn Underground. Vic Lavender, man. Maurice Joshua, man. These guys are like Sean Ali.
Sean Ali, definitely.
Yeah, Sean Ali. He got a sweet little, nice little melodic thing going on, you know. But those are some of the big names, man, that are like just like ripping it, man. With me.
Jamie produced? Jamie 326?
Oh man, hold on, man. Thank you for helping me, man. One of the best DJs, man. Jamie 326, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, but Jamie 326, man, I can remember him coming down to Atlanta, man, and man, I was like, they don't even know what they're up for. His energy, man, I'm talking about, man, Jamie 326, man.
His range. He close to Ron Hardy as far as his range of what he plays.
Yeah. Like if it had to be a Ron Hardy, you know what I'm saying, that I would say throwback, I think Jamie 326 would really do that. Oh, I left out Lil Lewis, man. Lil Lewis was an amazing DJ, but also an amazing producer as well. See, these names are starting to come as I go.
Come on now.
But I remember them. I remember diving off into all of these shit back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know, them seeing me come through the door and acknowledging, you know what I'm saying, over the years that, okay, this guy's a part of this scene because he's been around so long, you know, and just had amazing times with all of these people, man. And now today, you know what I'm saying, that's what I was just thinking of. It was somebody else I was just thinking of. But then I can't leave out the female DJs because that would be leaving out Lori Branch and Celeste Alexander. Two of the hottest female DJs in the world right there. You know, you got them right there. And that's from Chicago.
Chicago got a lot of
I'm serious. I had an amazing time. Man, it's so much heat. Nobody really can be mad at forgetting because it was to remember, man. But one thing about it, you know when you got a Chicago vibe, man. You know you got a Chicago vibe. And then everybody's saying, you know, like I'm like this new DJ on the block, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still learning, you know. But I'm like 16 months in, you know, bought equipment and just started practicing myself. And most of it, I think, comes from the fact that I was a dancer and I loved to dance. And the other part is I was there and I know what it's supposed to feel like. Right. So that's what I'm leveling towards heightening myself to that point of those moments that I remember of all the great DJs, man, that got us to that level. I mean, it's something when a DJ tells a story, man. When you come through the door and you to that point where you know this DJ and you know he's building a story. He's starting here, he's leveling you out, but then you better buckle up because they gonna take you so high, but then they know when to bring you back down because they don't want you to have a heart attack, you know.
Right, like, you gotta go home at some point.
I was like wondering when he's gonna bring that down, but then you got some DJs that don't want to take you back down when it's time to go down because you can't run them hard. You know, it's just like running a horse hard for 5 races,
right? And
expecting him to win. He's gonna have a horse will have a heart attack.
Right. And that's a beautiful segue into seeing that and now you just jumped on the scene, at least here in Atlanta. When and where did you start spinning first?
Well, my first time I was at Teresa McGee, you know, Sunday dinner.
Yes.
I was no lie. I was at her house, and she was because I promised her something, so I ended up there. She's like, "You're hanging for the whole day," so I'm hanging with her for the whole day, and I had recorded myself on a little video, and I'm sitting at her table, and I'm playing this video, and she's like rocking out to it, but I'm like, I'm not gonna tell her this me, you know what I'm saying? And she said, "Oh yeah, I like that." She said, "Now that's good music, Miko. That's what I be wanting to hear." And I'm like, And then when it ended, she said, "Man, that's it." I was like, "Yeah, it was on your 30-minute mix." She said, "Who did that?" I said, "Me." And she said, "Get out of here, Miko, stop lying." And then I turned around and let her see it was a video of me
actually spinning,
actually mixing, doing it. And she's like, you know, Teresa always got, "Miko, I got an idea. Why don't you spin for this event for me? I'm gonna do it." I'm like, "Okay." It was like, okay. But before you know it, she started calling me. And I'm be honest, I got a little nervous. And so
them Sunday dinners were hardcore, like a test.
Right.
From JC, Theo, like she had some heat up in there.
Right. And so I got a little nervous, and I stopped answering her phone calls, and then all of a sudden, I said,
How you putting it on test? Go ahead.
Huh? Right.
You
I was
putting
like,
it on test? Go ahead.
I was like, man, you know what, man? I practiced a few more days, and then I was like, you know what? It can't be that bad. It's an outdoor event, you know what I'm saying? And you promised her, so I called her, and by the time I called her, she said, "Miko, I already got Yusef because you didn't call, you didn't pick up." She said, "But you still can play, and you still can do your thing, you know." I said, "Okay, cool." So I showed up with my equipment, and
this is the ice cream festival?
The ice cream festival. And
okay.
So Yusef, I had got somebody else to play also, but they had to go early. So Yusef played 2 hours, and I ended up playing I played 2 hours first, and then Yusef played, and then he had to go also for something else. So it was like 2 more hours left, and she said, "Do your thing, Miko." So I ended up playing 4 hours and a half.
At Piedmont? That's what the location?
Yep. And I ended up getting 2 jobs from playing that day. And so after that, I did something with Gina. Yeah, I did something with Gina. She had
July
something.
4th? That was a July 4th situation?
Yeah.
Okay, I was there. Yep.
And it
You,
was
Roy? Royce?
somebody else was supposed to do it with it. Somebody else was supposed to do it with it. And then they, she was just like, "I need, somebody that's gonna ride with me on this one." So she called me, "Miko, you wanna roll with me on this?" I was like, "Let's go." And I played there with me. Royce and I did that. Royce and I and DJ Dave King, we did that. And DJ Divine, he played for a little while and then he left. But then after that, I played for my own birthday party, and I played 5 hours and a half. I mean, and I played, I'm talking about to the point where I was feeling so good about it, man, that I just couldn't come off. And somebody was like, you gotta eat. I'm like, I'm good. I got there. I got there. I was lifting speakers and everything. I wasn't dirty or anything. So I just started playing, and the breeze started hitting me, and it like drive me. And then I played 5 hours and a half non-stop until my girl said, Katie said, you gotta come off, and she said, you gotta come off and say, hello to your friends.
Right.
So I
Shout out to the queen.
Yeah. So I came off, man, and then I spoke to everybody, kicked it, ate a little bit, and left. And then after that, what did I do after that? I played with Beloved. I opened up for Beloved, and I ended up playing 3 hours for that.
I heard you killed that. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
The word got back. That's all.
Well, and I felt good about that. So I really felt good about that. And so now here it is. It's coming Memorial Day weekend, and I'm going to be in South Carolina with Kelly Kells.
Kelly Kell just blazed it in the parquet with Louis.
Kelly Kells, yeah, I saw her getting in. She was getting it in, and but I expect nothing less from her. And man, I got to give a shout out to my boy Lionel, man, because Lionel came to the house, man, and you know, he's playing also. He's a new DJ also. He's been playing like a year and something also. And, you know, I'm just trying to embrace other new DJs, trying to get it off as well, you know.
That's what it's
and,
about.
I saw, you know, him on Facebook. I follow him on Facebook, and I see him. I saw he was in town. I was like, hey, man, you got to come by, stop by the house, man. Come play run some tunes with me. He's like, man, Miko, I don't have time, but next time I come back, we'll do that. And so he came back, and he was a man of his word. Lionel, my man, Lionel.
Oh, man,
he said, he called me, man, good brother, man, blessed, man. I'm talking about, man, if you want somebody to pray for you, man, and pray with you before you eat, get Lionel. It's going to be really blessed. He's a prayer warrior. So he was in town, and he actually called me up, man of his word. Hey, I'm here. What you doing? I said, nothing. He's like, this cool, stop through, bring it. He come through, man. I'm talking about, man, and the guy, we was running tunes back and forth, man, and it felt like we were not that new at it, because I saw him doing things and he saw me doing things that, you know, it's practice. You practice, you know, you get better. Anything you do repetitiously, you will automatically get better at it, you know.
And steel sharpen steel. Right.
And then the fact that, you know, that I got friends that are DJs like Kai, you know what I'm saying? Kai, I'll say, you know, who don't even mind me. I can just pop up at his house, man, and he's going open his doors to me, man, and he'll let me watch him, you know what I'm saying, and do everything, and I pick his brain. But he had one day I was there, and before when I first got my decks, he said I was at his house and he had this book about DJs, and I said, man, I'm reading. I'm like, man, let me get this book, man. He's like, well, you got to buy me another one then. So he let me get that book. And I mean, in this book is some of the greats. Louis Vega, man. DJ Spin. I mean, just everybody is going down the line. And they're giving their own, you know, testimonies about little tricks, ins and outs about, you know what I'm saying, DJ. And I started reading some of the stuff and started getting a little bit more familiar. But back to Lionel. So,
and shout out to Kai. That was Kai who gave you that book, you said.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I gave shouts out to Kat, but he left my house after he and I DJ, and he went right to Kelly Kales and told Kelly Kales, hey, man, Miko was such he ready, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into play. So she calls me right away, and it's like, no, she's like, hey, really, I don't take word from anybody, but you know, but Lionel that's my boy. He's like very credible, and he says great things about you. I got she said I got Kevin Hedge and Hugo Hutchinson coming to play. Would you right? Kevin Hedge and Hugo Hutchinson from Chicago. They gonna blaze.
Oh, you got some heavy hitters. Yeah.
And so I'm like, you know, I'm on the she's like, would you like to play? I'm like, yes, I would. You know what I'm saying?
A horse, right.
I mean, like, you know, you talk about Kevin Hedge and Hugo Hutchinson. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Which is Hugo Hutchinson, another name I should have said, Bar Boys in Chicago, man. It's like, those guys right there. So I accepted, you know, and but I already had a thing going with Gina here in Atlanta, but she said she heard it in my voice how disappointed that I was when they were gonna be having it on the, you know what I'm saying, on the
Memorial Day
same
week.
day.
Right.
So she said, you know what I'm saying, you know, I won't be mad, you know what I'm saying, if you do such, she gets so many words, but then she said, you go ahead and do that because I wouldn't want to take that from you, you know what I'm saying, to have that, you know what I'm saying, under your belt. And
I mean, you're a brand ambassador for people who you rock with, so you go out of town. I mean, it represents everybody, but it represents yourself, but you put the flag down, so it's a win-win to me. So
I appreciate her for not making me feel bad that I wanted to go and do that, and you know what I'm saying, and gave me the blessings, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead, you know, and do that because, you know, I wouldn't want to take that from you. So
and you need your names
give,
on with the resume as well. I mean, that's important for a new DJ coming up. So on.
Right.
And you fit right in the bill. So that's
right.
And you'll be here. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do other stuff, you know. So it's all good, you know. It's all good, you know. But it's a this pandemic, man, has been, man.
Let's get into that. Let's talk about that because right quick. So you know the people knew your story was very visible on Facebook, and we were riding with you. But I'm gonna let you explain the situation and just give us your testimony.
And I got a lot of friends that don't believe that it's real and don't respect it, but then I have a lot of friends that do. Now, I made a post, and my post was saying that, you know, that it was wrong to judge your friend because they don't, you know, agree with you about not taking the vaccination, and that you should just respect their wishes, and instead of, you know, bashing them or anything, call them, because that's what, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to do. So setting the record straight, that was not for one person, because I'm Miko Jones and I got a lot of friends, and I got a lot of friends that were upset at me for getting the vaccination. I mean, these are friends that I've known for 40, 50 years.
Now explain. Now you were affected by COVID. Did you get the shot before or after the fact?
I got the shot before.
Okay.
And
how many days before or around approximately?
I was probably 2.5 weeks in with the first shot.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, what was the brand of the vaccine that you took?
Oh, I took Pfizer.
Okay.
I took Pfizer, and I'd heard, you know what I'm saying, Johnson. I was just like, I mean, for somebody who was being sued for over 18 years of baby powder, I think that I want to go.
Ovarian cancer, right?
Right, and go with Johnson & Johnson. So I kind of slid from that, and I was a little sick for a few days afterwards, you know what I'm saying, of having it. You know, for probably like 4 days, I was a little under the weather.
This is DJ Skywalker out of ATL.
But then it went away, and I was up in Chicago, and man, I mean, I was just like, I felt it hit me.
On the EDM
I was in the club, and all of a sudden I felt my wind getting shorter, and I felt this crush in my skull, and I said, something ain't right. And I was thinking that it was something that I'd eaten because my stomach started hurting. And so I said, I'm about to get up out of here. And I went to my aunt's house, and I laid there on her sofa, and I was just like sick as a dog. And I was just like, man, Lena, I was like, I don't feel good. You know what I'm saying? I think I ate some chicken, and I think it really, really had my stomach messed up, you know, and I'm not feeling good. And she was like, well, you just lay there and just chill out. I mean, from coming in from the club all the way till like 7 o'clock the next evening, I did not move from that sofa. I would go from the sofa to the floor, from the sofa to the floor. And I left, and I went to my friend Mimi's house. And Mimi has a huge place, so I was in a little section of my own, you know, but she realized that she was making food like throughout the day, and she was bringing me food, and I'm like, nah, eat it. And she's like,
are you tasting at this time or smelling?
My taste had kind of like went away for a little while, but then when my taste came back, I was like, everything that I smelled that was food just made me want to throw up.
That seems to be prevalent with most people, right?
And so then, second day, she did it again. She fed me again. I didn't eat throughout for a whole another whole day. Third day, but the second day, she said, you got to go to the hospital. You sure you don't have COVID? I was like, no. I think it's food poisoning. I ate this chicken and such. And I'm like, it's gonna pass. You know, he's gonna throw it up or, you know. And so she said, all right. She's like, cause you know, you ain't ate in 2 days. And so I said, well, if I'm not feeling better tomorrow, I'll go tomorrow. Next day came, it was not good still. And it's like, brother, you got to go to the hospital, man, for real. Something wrong with you. And I was just like, I bullied her. I was like, I'll go tomorrow. 4th day came, still hadn't eaten. She's like, man, I think you got the stuff. I think you got COVID. I'm like, I do not have COVID. I said, I just had the vaccination. And she's like, no, Miko, I think you got it. And so then the next day, I'm thinking I'm gonna tell her again. She
Gotta
said,
get out of it some type of way.
man, she came to me, she had that look. She was looking above her glasses. She dropped her lips and said, you going today. You going today. And she ended up.
I saved your life.
I knew it was no bullying her that day. So I just went on ahead and, you know, and surrendered. And I said, okay. And she, you know what I'm saying? But the day before that, I knew that it was something really wrong with me because it was my grandson's birthday. My son, Daddy-O, he had told me, yeah, he was in town for his son's birthday. And then I said, what time is it going to be? He said, 6:30. I said, 6:30. Why did it take me 3 hours and a half to take a shower?
Wow.
And by the time I took the shower, it was 9 something. And I'm calling him and I said, man, whatever I'm feeling right now, I don't think I need to be around y'all. He said, yeah, you right, Pops, just go ahead and chill. So I went on ahead and laid back down. But that next day, that's when Mimi got on me. She's like, you going today. She got me up, man. She helped me with put my shoes on, you know what I'm saying? And called the ambulance, man. They came, got me, man. I'm telling you, as soon as they looked at me, they was like, you're going on the ventilator. They look at that, look like you're going on the ventilator. But then I heard the 4 doctors over there, and they were saying something. They was talking to each other, and I heard ventilator again. I said, what did you say? Excuse me? He said, ventilator. And I mustered up all the energy that I had, man, to just grab those 2 rails and lift my head up. And I said, can you hear me? And he said, yeah. I said, well, you need to hear this. I said, I am in a sound state of mind. And I'm telling you, do not put me on the ventilator. I said, because I want to fight first. I don't want that to be the first option you give me. It's just throw me on the ventilator. I said, I'm strong. I said, and I have a high tolerance for pain. I said, do not put me on that ventilator. I said, let me fight. And man, I'm telling you, it felt like fluid filled up in my lungs, and it felt like it got hard, like a brick. So I'm feeling it like it's like.
So a dry cough? Or like, what is that like?
Very, very dry, because the fluid is hard.
Wow.
So nothing's gonna come up. It's hard, like hard.
Got you.
And so I saw myself, man. I saw myself fighting. I saw myself afraid. I saw myself. I mean, it probably was the most scariest thing in my life, you know. And
you were now. We saw you on Facebook. Probably like how long was that in when you started posting on Facebook? When you were still bedridden?
That probably was like 8 days in.
8 days in, okay. And
yeah,
then the testimony. The people, did that make you feel any better? Did you see it instantly or?
Man, I'm telling you, that's a great question, man, because I know that I give a lot of love. Anybody who know me, they know I give a lot of love. I give love, and I try to bring everybody together. I'm always trying to bring people together on the house scene, man, whether it's on the house scene or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm always giving love, man. I'm always trying to see the brightest situation, and even a bad situation. And so I didn't have that much energy to be on the phone, but I leaned towards it to encourage me that when I'm seeing this many people that are caring about me that it kind of it inspired me to fight. I mean, just to know some of the names that I saw, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even read everything that they were saying, but it was a true epitome of love, man, and it gave me a weapon to fight with. I'm like,
shout out your man from Chicago, man. I was at the Afro Disco party in South Beach, and then they were passing around the phone. They gave me the phone. Tyrell. Shout out to that brother, man. Salute. Good brother. I mean, yeah. I'm just like, only the alderman could get passed around in a party. He's in Chicago and we in Miami. But that shows you the love that the people had. I mean, passed him around while he was still. I don't know if you had a tube in your mouth. I don't think so. But
it was in my nostrils.
In your nostrils. I mean, and this brother, and that's where we saw like, okay, he's a fighter and he's gonna beat this. So seeing that alone made us feel good and comfortable. So
right. I mean, he passed. I mean, no, not to mention just that. Because I called him the other day, and we called each other my main man. You know what I'm saying?
He's from Cabrini Green, correct?
No, he's from the South Side.
Okay.
But we call each other my main man. So we see each other, my main man. He not only had me around that party, he took me to every Afro disco party that was going on.
Wow.
And took me around, man. And I mean, nobody was safe. He even got to Sabine Blaze and it was like, Sabine saw me and was like, Miko. Like, as a, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. and threw up the godly palms together, you know what I'm saying? And he said, man, I didn't know whether I should do that or not. He said, but the spirit just told me to, man, do it. And he said, I'm glad I did. He said, man, a lot of people love you, Miko, man. You know what I'm saying? But I was receiving what I've been given for so long because I give a lot of love, you know, and I've helped a lot of people, man, and I don't need to say it, you know what I'm saying? I don't broadcast it when I help them, you know, but they know. That's all that matters. I mean, what you do in secret, that's what God blesses, you know. Right.
What we do in the dark is what really matters, and right. That's definitely a testament. You know, I have my times. People, let me just give you a flowers. Like, I've been in Chicago.
Hold on. Before you take me away from this.
All right.
Gotta give a shout out to the sensei, Greg Gray.
Who is that?
Greg Gray.
People who don't know.
That's Mr. New Bang. He from the New Bang clan. Man, he a
New Bang clan, no doubt.
Ooh, he a beast, man. I mean, boop. I would have beat myself up. I would have had to call you back and say, hey, man, you got to edit up and put the Sensei Greg Gray up in there, man. Some kind of way, you know what I'm saying?
Twitch, right? He's on Twitch? Okay.
Yes. A beast with it. A beast, yeah.
All
this
right.
is Chicago. This is all Chicago stuff. But go ahead, give me your testament. You was about to say.
Oh, no doubt. Okay, so hold on. And I just want to say, I've been many places. Like I remember being on a boat cruise, and I met this couple, and I was just taking random pictures. I was like, hey, you know, where you from, brother? And he's like, Chicago. And then boom, he was like, if you ever at the Chosen Few, you know, hang out with me. So I was at the Chosen Few, seeing the brother, and then we were going to the promontory, and I think so I saw you like across the room, and I'm just like, and he saw you, and he's like, oh, such and such, and even then the brother saw me talking to you. He was like, oh, you know that brother? Talking about you, Miko. And he was just like, oh man, I knew this brother from back in the days, solid as can be, him and his brother, boom, boom, boom. I mean, he gave you the whole, you know, salute. And then, so it's come full circle that people that didn't even know that I knew you, and they talk about you in good favor. So that's a testimony to who you are and what you've done, you know. So once again, man, shout out to you, brother. We're glad you're here, man. You pulled through. You're a strong soul, and I knew, you know what I'm saying, you was gonna pull through. And with this COVID disease, it is definitely real. I believe it comes down to everybody's immune system continue to boost, and whether you're gonna come up on it or not, if it runs up on you, but allow your body to be able to fight it off, and just know that you can get through it with prayer and wellness. You know what I'm saying? So
and don't just lay around and let it build up. If you feel something wrong with your body, you know, you got to read your body and follow instructions and really go and get yourself checked out, because the longer you wait, the harsher it is. And that's what happened with me. I laid up there going on 5 days and let it sit up in me and guess resonated my body, and it was hard.
And who was the sister that brought you to the hospital, or made you go to the hospital?
Oh, that would be Mimi. She's on Facebook,
sister. Y'all. Thank you, Sister Mimi.
Yeah, but I also want to thank the people, man, who came to the hospital, man. You know what I'm saying? Angie T, Tonka Toy, you know what I'm saying? Kim Walker, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Just sending love, Tony Nelson, Tony Wildchild, you know what I'm saying? Just for Anthony Lake, you know what I'm saying? Fitty Mills, you know what I'm saying? Bringing me stuff up there, you know what I'm saying? And making sure that I was okay. My boy Dale, you know what I'm saying? Just everybody, you know what I'm saying? Cynthia Dunbar, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, that's my baby's mom. She got with my friend, man, and then he had some stuff he needed to be brought to me. She brought it up there to me, you know, and just shout out to them people, you know what I'm saying, who showed love, man. All the people who called trying to check on me. Yeah, that I couldn't even pick up the phone for. People I couldn't pick up the phone for, you know, they were 40 plus, you know what I'm saying? My sister Marta, you know, everybody who just, you know, Wayne Williams for the calls, and you know what I'm saying, just checking on me, man, and having his say so and his prayer, you know what I'm saying? Wayne could be kind of bossy, man, for real, man, telling you what to do. Because I remember I was at the party and I didn't have my mask on time, and Wayne was like, put your motherfucking mask on.
He went in. That's big brother love right there, though.
Right, so I'm like, I ain't even arguing, because he was right, you know what I'm saying? And you know, just all the people who reached out and showed love, you know what I'm saying? Oh, my girl, hold on. My girl, I call her Sakai. Charmaine, man. Charmaine really, I mean, she made a couple trips up there making sure that I had the elderberry, man. The elderberry, the ginger, you know what I'm saying? The coconut water. She was like my
you know Charmaine's last name?
Charmaine Henry.
Oh, okay, no doubt. Charmaine, okay, Charmaine. Yes.
Yeah, because her guy, they were like, man, they were like, you know what I'm saying, they were pulling up, man, and you know what I'm saying, and Maria Davis, you know what I'm saying, bringing me stuff. But Angie T, she's like, I don't know what she deserved a whole nother title, you know what I'm saying, Chicago, you know what I'm saying, because on top of the title she already have, Shanae Shanae actually called my nurses, because she's a nurse herself, and got on top of my nurses and told my nurses what to do for me. So they came up there with a whole different little respect about me, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's like, oh, you're Randy, such a thing. Okay. That's what she mean business, you know. Right. And she was out of the country at the time she called, you know. So
that's true empathy, true friends. Right. This is a great testimony, brother. And we're almost at the end of this. We are so glad that once again you pulled through, and we're going full circle. Once again, tell them where you're spinning, and tell them where they can find your mixes or any type of plug-in that you want to give to the people, to the Up House Headz audience right now.
Well, I'm going to be spinning in South Carolina with Kelly Kells. It's going to be amazing because it's on historic ground, man, and it's I just feel a blessing in it.
Is that Columbus, Georgia? Columbus, South Carolina.
South Carolina, and it's with Kevin Headz and Hugo Hutchinson, and it's gonna be from the Friday till Sunday, and then Monday I'll be spending back in Atlanta. So I'm spending for the 3 days there, and then I'm coming back on that Monday, and I'm spending here with Gina. And it's gonna be just great 5 days, 4 or 5 days.
So once again, out there in South Carolina, that's on the 28th through you said Monday, the 31st.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna come back one day early to spend in Atlanta.
Got you.
For 1 day.
Okay. So that's the 28th through the 30th, and then you'll be back in the A potentially to spend with Gina back home with the fam.
Yeah, and for everybody that's here, you know, she's got a healing situation she got going on. I think it's gonna be Reiki, yoga, all kind of stuff going for the weekend. So, you know, if you're here in Georgia and you got nothing to do and you want some excitement, there's a great lineup here also, and I think you all will enjoy it. So go and get healed.
And you can find that information on the Up House Headz page on Facebook. So, you know, all information, all parties posted, as well as where Miko's going to be spending with Kelly Kell. You can find that information on ATL House Notes as well as Up House Headz. Miko, you got what's your handles? Social media handles.
Miko Jones, MEEKO JONES. And
that's on the gram. That's on Facebook. The gram.
That's on Facebook, and on Instagram it's Miko Jones 65.
Okay. All right, my brother. Thank you for taking this time with us, man. You took us on a journey, and as far as your testimony, I'm sure a lot of people, you know, you've helped a lot of people, and you've eased a lot of people's minds of hearing the story and your personal testimony. Love you, brother. You know, me and you get it in all the time. You know what I'm saying? I consider you definitely a brother within the community, so I really appreciate you, man.
Likewise, brother. Likewise.
You have a incredible day, and we're gonna see you. We're gonna pull and see what you do. You know what I'm saying, on your next mix. So appreciate everything, brother. And we got you on the Up House Headz too. That's coming up on deck.
Okay.
Probably as soon as the leaves start changing a little bit, we're gonna have you up there. So don't worry on that.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
All right, you too, brother. Peace.
All right, peace. That's it, yo. Hold on.